sports with no buffering. Plus, Surfshark had access to the Netflix catalog for 15 countries. Surfshark is available to use on unlimited devices. You get 24/7 support, and they have strict no-log policies. Plus, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Surfshark never collects your data, no matter what. I wouldn't travel without Surfshark. It gives me such a peace of mind. Purchasing a 24-month VPN plan is seriously one of the best options you can find now, and Surfshark has a great offer. 3 months extra and 83% off. Just scan the QR code on the screen or click the link down in the description box and use my promo code Empress. Just try it for yourself. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so what do you have to lose? Alright, everybody, let's get into our case. Our case today begins in January of 1999 in Katy, Texas, with a woman named Belinda Lucas. Belinda was born on December 30th, 1968 in Ohio, and she was born to Gary and Tom Lucas. Belinda was actually a twin. She had a sister named Brenda and 3 brothers as well. When Belinda was a child, like pretty young, her family relocated to Texas. And Belinda's mom was from Texas, so she was able to grow up with like extended family nearby and had this typical American upbringing. She was described as being very bubbly and very happy. She loved life. Belinda was athletic. She played basketball for her high school. And after graduating high school, she attended Stephen F. Austin University, where she wanted to get her teaching degree. It was while she was attending college that Belinda met a man named David. David Temple had played high school football in Katy, Texas. His nickname on the field was the Temple of Doom, and his name was David Temple, so a little play on words there. He was a this is right before Belinda was gonna have her baby, like a few weeks out. And she said that David would smack her butt in front of other people and make comments about her weight gain. Belinda was just weeks away from giving birth at this point, and this really upset Brenda. And she tried to point out to her sister that the way he was treating her was not okay. But Brenda wasn't the only person to notice David's cruel treatment of Belinda. Friends would later say he often tore Belinda down in front of others, talking about her looks and her weight in a very negative way. He also made remarks about Belinda and her family being white trash. And to just kind of give you an idea of David's disposition, people said he was a very intense man who was quick to anger. He was described as someone you would not want on your bad side. So he traveled a lot for games for his job, and this was hard on Belinda, who worked full-time and took care of Evan, and obviously she's pregnant at this point. She had a lot on her plate, but Belinda remained very sweet. Neighbors would see her outside playing with Evan every day, and she seemed to be handling the stress well. So this backstory takes us to Monday, January 11th, 1999. The day started off as any other day. Belinda dropped Evan off at daycare while she headed to work, and David also headed to his job. While at work, Belinda got this call saying that Evan had a fever, like the daycare called her to tell her Evan had a fever. Belinda had a meeting she couldn't miss later that day, so she tried several times to get a hold of David to see if he could pick Evan up from daycare. But when he didn't answer his phone, she left work to go pick Evan up, and she took him home. Around noon, David finally returned Belinda's phone call, and he said he would come home and sit with Evan so she could go back to this meeting. Evan was asleep when David got home, and Belinda rushed back to work and made it there by 1 p.m. By 3:30, Belinda's meeting was over and she left work. So she swung by David's parents' house. I guess they had heard that Evan had gone home from daycare sick and had made some homemade chicken noodle soup for their grandson. So she grabbed that and was home by 3:45 p.m. According to David, Belinda was exhausted. So, she decided she wanted to take a quick nap. Evan seemed to be feeling better after he had woken up from his nap, so David decided to take him to a park, and then he was going to kind of tire him out of the park and then take him to go run some errands. So David and Evan leave. During this time, Brenda, Belinda's sister, called to chat with her, but no one answered the phone. David's mom also called the home to check to see if Evan was feeling better. The first call was made around 5:10 p.m., but again, no answer. David's parents also called at 5:30 and 5:40 and still got no answer. his neighbor, and his neighbor's name was Michael, and then instructed him to call 911 because someone had broken into his home. Michael, the neighbor, is standing there with Evan and kind of turns and hands him to his wife and says, "Call 911," and then follows David, trying to help him. But Michael couldn't get into the backyard because the temple's very large dog stopped him from entering. He was acting very territorial, barking and growling, and it was clear to Michael the dog was on high alert. Michael closed the back gate to keep the dog at bay, but he couldn't get into the backyard. Michael would recall in court that the dog was literally like jumping up and throwing his weight against the back gate, trying to get out, howling at Michael like a guard dog in every sense of the word. David would tell police he entered the home yelling for Belinda, but got no response. He found Belinda inside the master bedroom closet, lying face down and covered in blood. David then made a frantic phone call to the police at 5:38 p.m. He said someone had broken into his house and his wife had been shot, and there was blood everywhere. He tells the dispatcher she is 8 months pregnant, and the dispatcher asks if she has a pulse, and he says she's already dead. He says half of her brain is on the floor. The dispatcher tries to talk him into doing CPR to try to save the baby, and he starts crying and says, "There's no way. Her brain is bloody and covered on the floor." And then the first responders arrive, but they could not immediately access the home because the temple's dog was very aggressive and basically like poised for attack. Soon David came out of the house to grab the dog, and as he did, he told officers, "It's too late. Belinda is already gone." Belinda was pronounced dead on arrival. She had been shot in the back of the head, and it was later determined to have been a 12-gauge shotgun. David and Belinda did own 2 shotguns, and both were still in the home when police arrived. Neither of these guns was believed to be the murder weapon. The home was taped off, and police immediately began investigating. So it was pretty clear that the back door to the home was already open when the glass panel to the door had been broken. I guess just given the way the glass had landed. But this was alarming because if the door was already open, what would be the need to break the door? Like, you wouldn't need to break the glass to gain access to the home. There was no indication that burglary had been a motive. According to David, nothing was missing from the home. There were also no signs that the home had been, rifled through or, ransacked. There was jewelry sitting on the dresser. Belinda's car was still parked in the garage. Her keys and purse were inside the home. Nothing pointed to burglary as a motive. I guess the TV had been moved to the floor, but it was still plugged in. Police began searching for the murder weapon. They began in the home and then fanned their search out, but it has still never been found. 2 weeks after Belinda pressed up to the back of her head when the trigger had been pulled. Her 8.5-month baby died shortly after she did, but for whatever reason they were never able to determine a time of death. When police spoke to David over the course of the next few days, his story seemed to change a bit. He told 2 different officers 2 different park names of where he had taken Evan to. He could not give police a concrete timeline. He told police he had left his home with Evan after Belinda had gotten home around 3:35. But David's own father told police Belinda had been at their home picking up the soup at that time. David said he took his son to the park, but then after playing for a bit he got thirsty, so they went to a gas station to get a drink and then to Home Depot and then back to the house. But later he told police they never even actually made it to the park. His son got thirsty on the way to the park, but they were never there. At 4:32 p.m., police would find footage of David and Ethan at 4:32 p.m. entering a gas station, and then more footage from the Home Depot at 5:14 p.m. The problem with there not being a time of death is that the footage confirms that David had taken Evan to these stores. But there's no way to determine if he was actually had a solid alibi because he was at Home Depot when Belinda was shot, or if she had been shot hours earlier. The medical examiner did say that rigor mortis had begun to set in, so she could have been dead for as long as 6 hours before David called police. But again, without a time of death, this doesn't really prove anything. Police had questioned neighbors trying to find any witnesses. One neighbor said that on the afternoon of January 11th, they heard what sounded like a vehicle backfiring twice, which could have been gunshots. The Temple's neighbors who lived right behind their house had been home when the murders happened, and the young children reported hearing a big boom that they thought was a firework. After Belinda was found dead, David's family immediately hired him a lawyer. David claimed he was innocent. Police didn't really have any evidence against David, but they couldn't find anyone else with a motive who would want this sweet young mother dead. So they kept digging into David's life, and this is when they found out that David had been having an affair with a woman named Heather Scott. Heather was a young school teacher who worked with David. The affair had begun after the two, along with some friends from work, started going to these bars together after work. Then they began sending each other flirty emails. And on January 8th, just 2 days before Belinda's murder, David and Heather had told each other that they loved each other. Once Belinda was dead, they began dating, and 2 months after his wife was killed, they were out in public, seen dating. They were married on June 9th, 2001. This affair, how quickly it moved after Belinda's death, really left such a bad taste in everyone's mouth, but police weren't just going to let the case go. It was November of 2004 when David was finally indicted for Belinda's murder. was a violent home invasion / burglary that had happened in the temple's same neighborhood shortly before Belinda was killed. And this was enough evidence for a judge to grant David a mistrial, because this evidence had never been presented in court. So David was let out of prison free to go live his life while awaiting trial. In August of 2019, 20 years after Belinda had been shot to death, a jury found David guilty again. But the jury could not agree on a sentence for David, so a judge delayed the sentencing. But then COVID hit, and it was delayed and delayed and delayed for years. He just sat behind bars waiting to hear his sentence. Just 5 days ago, 24 years after Brenda was killed, David was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole. During his sentencing trial, Belinda's family gave victim impact statements. Quote, "You're despicable. You're a piece of trash. You called our family white trash. Look at you, David. I want you to think about this every day as you spend the rest of your life in prison and rot in hell," Belinda's brother, Brian Lucas, told him from the stand. Brenda Lucas said, "I still have a lot of sleepless nights and suffer numerous health problems. The stress from the murder of my sister has been overwhelming for me. It's been hell for me the last 24 years. So, David and his girlfriend, her wife, second wife, raised Evan, and they refused to let Belinda's family be any part of his life. They didn't send pictures, they didn't allow a relationship. So not only did they lose Belinda and her daughter, Erin, but they also lost Evan. David's girlfriend became Evan's mother after the two married, and she continued to raise him. And he still has nothing to do with his biological mother's family. Here's the thing. How did a burglar get into the backyard with a dog who was obviously amped up and ready to attack anyone who went in that backyard? The neighbor couldn't get in the backyard. The police couldn't get into the home. And also, if the gate was open when David got home, which was why he went through the back gate in the first place, how did the dog not get out? I really wish they would have been able to find the murder weapon. However, he had hours between when he left the home after he shot her and when he returned home to call police to take that gun anywhere and get rid of it. And it's even possible that he had his girlfriend get rid of it. I don't know. This is a really sad case, and it is so frustrating that it took 24 years to finally get justice for Belinda. And there will never be justice for Evan. He never got to know his mother. He doesn't have a relationship with her family. His dad's in prison. It's just so sad all around. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be back soon with another video. Bye.